What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and today we are joined with
Gershwan.
I don't know why I always started out, because it's always us. It's not like I'm here by myself. But anyway, today we are joined with Gershwan and the Sound Alchemist to bring you another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, put question in front of your question, because we get to those questions first.
And that is what All Might did. His question is that in regards of Shadowspear. So what are your thoughts on Shadowspear now that it has been unveiled? So if you don't know what Shadowspear is, it's the newest box set from GW that's basically pushing forth the narrative of Chaos versus Space Marines. And I'm pumped.
The models for the Chaos side are really badass. I really like the Demonkin, what is it called? The one with the horns. I don't know what his name is.
I think he's like a Hellforge summoner or something like that.
Yeah, that guy looks badass. The other like big abomination looking things, they're okay. Their heads I feel like are a little too small for the model itself.
They're like beefed up Hellbrutes, which is cruelly awesome. I am 100% for sure getting one of these for myself, just because the models are amazing.
Yeah.
But we gotta talk about the Imperium. What do you think about the Imperium forces, since they're all Primaris?
I mean, I've always liked Primaris. What are they called? The Scouts?
No,
the Primaris?
the
The
Reavers?
Yeah. And a lot of the Reaver helmets are worn by a lot of these guys, so I really enjoy that, or I really like that aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you got snipers, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
And
you have that big ass gun.
The heavy weapon teams.
Yeah.
I'm really pumped for this. The Librarian looks pretty badass too. They chose a pretty cool pose. One thing that we were both looking forward to in this box set was Abaddon, but he wasn't in there, which makes sense because I mean, if you sell him by himself, he'll sell thousands.
Yeah.
Of models, because I mean, it's Abaddon.
Yeah. What is the main Imperium like HQ? Because you have the Skald guy.
It's the Librarian.
Oh, it's just the Librarian.
I think it's just the generic Librarian.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I started a Primaris Marine army, so I might pick this box as well, just for the Primaris, but I'm not too sure. I don't know if it's enough for me to... I mean, it makes sense for you because you have Chaos.
I have Chaos and Space Marines, and I could use everything in there.
Yeah.
Now, painting it and building it... Oh. But yeah. Do you think they're going to be those, like, easy, like, snap-to-fit models? Or
no. Do you think... I bet you the price is going to be pretty high, and whenever the prices are high, they give you, like, the standard sprues.
Just to make it more convertible.
Yeah. Which is good. I was going to tell you, you should get the, what is it, the Dark Bunny Studio guys to do it for you. I actually came across, well, because we follow them on Instagram, on Instagram, and I came across one of their most recent commissions of of Mortarion, and the wings of Mortarion, they actually, like, painted, like scenes of, like, the Emperor, Mortarion, and, like, a fight. You guys should check it out check out their page on Instagram. It's like Dark Bunny Studios. They're pretty badass.
Yeah, I've had stuff commissioned by them, and it's A1.
Yeah.
Even their most basic work is like really, really good.
Yeah. Next question comes from Mo Lester. How many 10-year-old kids with baseball bats would it take to kill one unarmed Space Marine?
Does a Space Marine get to fight back? Because if so, it doesn't matter. Like, he'll just wreck right through them.
At some point, though, the 10-year-old kids would get to them. Yeah.
Because, like, a Space Marine is resilient. Like, if you punch a Space Marine over and over again, he's not going to take any damage. That's like saying, how many people flicking you would it take to kill you? You're not going to die just by getting flicked.
Right, but that is the thing that I tell a lot of friends. Like, if I go up to you and if I start poking your forehead, in about 1,000 years, you will have, like, a hole, and you could die. I mean, in 1,000 years, you would die just out of old age. But, but like, the point is that I think that at some point, a consecutive amount of...
So then, are these kids being replaced as soon as they hit teen years? Or
yeah, because he's asking, like, how many. So I would have to say, like, if you look at a hive city has probably trillions of inhabitants. I would say a couple planets worth. So you're looking at, what's after a trillion?
That's 3. So a quadrillion? Quintillion?
Maybe a quintillion 10-year-olds with baseball bats. And that's to say that they don't get scared. Because like a 10-year-old, after a 10-year-old sees another 10-year-old get hurt, most of the time you'll be like, yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. And I'm pretty sure as soon as like the Space Marine crushes the skull of a 10-year-old, most 10-year-olds are going to be like, yeah, never mind. Or they're going to cry. Good question, though. Next one.
Devin Hoff Felix. Is Angron happier as a demon prince? I think so.
He's a demon? Oh.
Angron.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, I mean, now he's immortal. He can fight forever.
But his primary thing is rage, and it's happening because of the Butcher's Nails, so he has no control over the Butcher's Nails and his rage. So I think he's even worse than Karn, whereas like there is no happiness even with all the killing that he does. Check out my Horrible Realities or 40 Facts of the Horrible Realities of a Chaos Space Marine, and I talk about how Coronate Berserkers, when they're not fighting, they have panic attacks, and like that's what pushes them, or that's what drives them to fight, is because of the rage of the panic attacks and the rage of like feeling like shit when there isn't conflict. So I think Angron's the same thing. Like if there is no conflict, his rage caused by his what did I just say? His
anxiety.
His anxiety. His anxiety is like through the roof, more worse than Karn. Maybe. Then again, Karn kills his own people and Angron doesn't. I don't know. Next question.
No fix givenness. Would you rather be a Gene Stealer cultist or a Chaos cultist, and why? Hands down, Chaos cultist. Because if you're a Gene Stealer cultist, you've already been infected by Gene Stealers or something along those lines.
Yeah, because when you're dealing with a Chaos cultist, it's like an egotistical thing. Mm-hmm. Like you're doing it for yourself, where it's like the Gene Stealer cult, you're doing it for the hive mind.
Yeah.
And it's not really you.
But at the same time, you're not really doing it for yourself. You're doing things for yourself, but at the end, it's still for your patron god.
Yeah, unbeknownst to you. Like, you're being tricked, basically.
Yeah.
You're getting scammed.
It's like, yeah, I'm feeling this pleasure. Thank you, Slanesh. But at the same time, it's like...
Now you're a crack whore.
Yeah.
Next question, we're going to ignore the demon hounds barking. Comes from Brian B. Who would win in a fight... who would win in a fight of greater demons? Unclean One, Keeper of Secrets, Lord of Change, Bloodthirster. We already said the Lord of Change.
Because of his trickery, his magic, and I think he'd be smart enough to let the others fight amongst themselves first.
And if you don't believe us, throw hands.
Kappa Kiev, are you familiar with the Iron Kingdom games, such as War Machine and Hordes, and what are your thoughts?
Yes, we are familiar with Warhammer Hordes. We never actually played. I was gonna get the Circle of Cawdor or something like that. Cawdor. It's the one with werewolves. I was really excited to get those models because I wanted to use them in my Space Wolf army, but my Space Wolf army never actually kicked off, and we never played. Like, we don't even play Hero Clicks. I don't think we're ever gonna play War Machine and Hordes. What are your thoughts on all of those?
The models look cool. Back then, like, I was always like, what other models besides 40K can I collect? Or, like, can I incorporate into, like, making the army? And War Machine and Hordes popped up. But I'm like, they look too far off from 40K's aesthetic. That, like, I didn't end up getting them.
Yeah.
Like, this was back when I was, like, trying to create my own fan legion. Because at first I was going to use Age of Sigmar models. Because I'm like, if we ever do play Age of Sigmar... I already got the models, and I could use them in 40K as like a stand-in army. But no, Forge World won my heart.
Next question comes from Defool06. He has 3 questions. What do Imperial Guardsmen do during their downtime? Usually it's like drilling. Usually it's like drilling or like traveling. I'm going to do a daily life on an Imperial ship because it's pretty shitty. But yeah, most of the time they're just like trying to get ready and practicing their death skills. And then he has another one. What do Space Marines do during their downtime? They meditate. Check out our 40 facts on the daily life
of a Space Marine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Either they meditate or they pray or they just like do menial tasks around their monastery.
And what do Inquisitors do during their downtime? Whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, pretty much they're hunting heretics or hunting Xenos or hunting heretic Xenos.
They have the advantage, though, of actually having a ship, having the knowledge to go into a pleasure world, having the knowledge to know, like, what true, like, luxury is, I guess, in the 40K universe. So, out of all three, definitely you would want to be an Inquisitor. Next question.
This one is by, how do you pronounce that? Mary Monkey John? I think so. Do Astartes remember their lives before their Space Marine trials? I've watched the Hell's Reach lately, and I read the Cyphus Cain series. And of course I watch your videos, which are a good solid piece of storytelling. And it seems to me that sometimes Space Marines are found wondering on the nature of humans, or otherwise are amused by them or despise them. But they were humans in the first place. They never grew in labs, so how is it possible that they don't remember a thing?
During the initiation of a Space Marine, we need to remake that video. I'm gonna remake that video of like the process of becoming a Space Marine. But basically, during the initiation, the librarian and the chaplains perform basically tests on the mind to make sure that they are able to withstand like the corruption or like push away from the corruption of chaos, and they're not found wanting. And during that process, they're getting their brains are getting erased, and all the old memories and stuff like that are done away with. Not all the time. There are some, especially Ultramarine successor chapters, that don't have their minds completely washed. But for the most part, it's during that process of like testing the mind that their pasts are erased. Think of like secret agents, like with the whole Russia and US spy thing, or the Soviet Union and like secret, I don't know what they're called, sleeper cells.
Yeah.
And then they get like, or like what's his name, Bucky Barnes,
mm-hmm.
from the Captain America series. Like he's a Russian spy, but in reality he's not, but he is, and it's kind of like that. Next question.
This one is by AR to Kill. Who could be a match for Abaddon from each race? So Abaddon, the spoiler, is like, I guess he's the macho man of chaos right now. So I guess his foil, his counter to the Imperium would have to be Gilliman, I'd say.
It would have to be somebody that like tries stuff and then fails,
but still gets what he wants.
Kind of.
Because like all of his failed ones, he's always accomplished his goal.
Yeah, but he's always wanted demonhood, and he's never.
No, he doesn't want demonhood.
I thought he did want.
He renounces that because he doesn't want to be controlled 100% by chaos.
Oh, okay.
That's why he hasn't become a demon prince.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm sure if he wanted it, he would have been a demon prince by now.
Okay. Yeah, Gilliman's a good choice. I think for orcs it would be God School. For Tau it would be...
I want to say Farsight, but at the same time it's probably Shadowsun.
Yeah. I think that kind of makes more sense. Because like Farsight is on his own.
Right.
And Abaddon's not really on his own. He's more of a like...
collective.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Necrons, Trazian the Infinite?
Yeah, he doesn't really have a dynasty, right? And then...
Tyranids, Swarmlord,
Eldar, who cares? Nobody plays Eldar.
Eldrad, I guess.
Yeah.
Saint Celestine for the Sisters of Battle. Because she actually did go mano a mano with them. She died, but she got resurrected. So, yeah.
Next question. I have one from DK Just One. What are your thoughts on 3.5 over 5e? I much prefer 3.5. Would be interested to know your opinion, if any. So you're talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and right now we're playing 5e. We never played 3.5. I heard that's Pathfinder, and the friend that has the most experience in the party says that game or that system
it's way more technical.
Yeah, like everything that you do has like a procedure, climbing, jumping, all that kind of stuff, and it reminds me of like, I think it was 6th edition Warhammer 40K. 6th edition Warhammer 40K had way too much rules. Mm-hmm. And I remember we like picked it up and we were like, nah, we're not going to play. But yeah.
Yeah, because I know with 5e it's a lot more beginner friendly, which is the same thing with 8th edition. They kind of, I wouldn't say dumbed down the rules, but they cut a lot of the fat off and it made it more streamlined. Similar to Age of Sigmar, which is very user-friendly from what I hear.
Yeah.
So I guess both games went to the more, appeal to the wider audience route.
Which isn't bad, because you can actually play games quicker. He has a second part that is probably going to get lost, because, yep, it got lost. The thing flipped. Yeah, and last question. What do you have?
The Mander Albert, something like that. Do the Custodes have to follow the 1,000 member per chapter rule of Guilliman, or are they exempt from that? How many are there?
Yeah, we talked about this before. Their Adeptus Custodes are different than Adeptus Astartes, so.
I want to say there's 10,000, something like that?
I know it's 300.
There's at least 300 that always stayed on Terra, no?
I thought it was just a 300. I don't know, I have to double check.
Something like that. I've got the codex, but. Yeah.
Yes. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. Put a question for every question. Thank you for supporting us. Don't forget we have a Patreon if you want to support us on Patreon. It's a simple $1 a month and it helps us create more videos for you guys. We have been putting out D&D content, so if you just enjoy One Mind Syndicate in general, check out our D&D content and share it with other people that might be interested in D&D.
Yeah, if you've never tried D&D, definitely check it out. It's really fun, and watch the videos. It'll get you more immersed into the aspects of the game.
Yes, yes. Thanks for everything, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.
Sound Alchemist,
Gershwan.
and we are out.
Oh, I did put my